Welcome back to Cooking with Mark and Oreo. Today we're going to teach you guys how to make beef empanadas. Are you ready, Oreo? He's ready to go. If you saw in my previous video, I did pastels, which is a Cape Verdean version of an empanada filled with tuna, flavored tuna. But today I'm going to show you a beef empanada. We're going to start. I have a pan on the stove, heated with some olive oil. We're going to drain the meat later, so don't worry. The meat's not going to be watery or anything. So we're going to add a medium diced onion. I didn't cut it on camera because I didn't want to cry for you guys. And then with that, I'm also going to add a cup of diced potatoes, frozen. So hash brown potatoes work. And then I'm going to stir that until the onions are translucent and the potatoes a little softened before I add my ground beef. I'd say it's about four or 5 minutes. Alright, as you can see, the onions are translucent, the potatoes a little softer. So now I'm going to add 4 cloves of minced garlic. Along with a pound of ground hamburger. And I'm going to cook that till it's fully cooked. Hi, we're back. Our meat and potatoes and onions are done. I already drained the grease. I lowered it to low. And now I'm going to add some amazing seasonings. I have, as you can see, a bunch of seasonings over here. I have a teaspoon and a half of ground cumin, teaspoon and a half of garlic salt. Yes, we do have minced garlic, but garlic salt as well. I have a teaspoon of black pepper, a teaspoon of oregano, a half teaspoon of crushed red pepper, a teaspoon of Cajun spices, a half a teaspoon of chili powder, my Cape Verdean twist on these empanadas, even though this is not a Cape Verdean dish, a packet of Saison, and I didn't measure it out because I'm actually going to use the whole packet. Then we got some chulo hot sauce. You can put as little as much as you want. And I am gonna just go to town. It's about 10 squirts. In my counting, it's probably more like close to 15, but 10. And then we also have half a cup of tomato sauce. Just grab a spoon. And then we're just going to mix that until everything's well blended. Now that our seasonings are well blended, now we're going to add some cheese to the mix. Rather than try to add the cheese to each empanada, because then it makes it really messy, I'm going to add about half a bag of Mexican cheese blend. It's a mix of cheddar, Monterey Jack, queso, quesadilla cheese. So I'm just going to do about half a bag, which is about 1 cup of cheese. And then you're going to mix it until it's melted. Look how good that looks. And once all the cheese is melted, you're going to let this cool because you don't want to handle the meat when it's hot when you're ready to build your empanadas. So I'm going to just give this a few more swirls and I'm good to go. I'm going to move it off my burner and let it cool. All right, I'll see you back when it's cooled so we can make the empanadas. Hi, welcome back. As you can see, I made meat mixtures nice and cooled. So now we can start putting the empanadas together. I'm actually not gonna fry them till tomorrow, but I wanna prep ahead of time. This will save a lot of time tomorrow when you're ready to fry. I'm actually gonna show you 2 ways how to make them. So again, these are goya discs that you can get in the grocery store already made, so you don't have to make a homemade dough. Oreo wants them, even though he just has some ground hamburger. So I'm gonna take the discs. You can either cut them in half or leave them whole, depending on how big you want the empanadas. But I'm gonna show you a couple of different ways. So cut it in half, you can use a rolling pin. I'm gonna actually use just my hands. And you wanna stretch it out. And then you're gonna take a spoon full of the mixture. And then you're gonna pinch it closed around the edges using your fingers. Because you don't want them opening up when you're frying. And then you're gonna take a fork and you're gonna go along the edges. And that's gonna give you a crispy outside part of the shell. And you're gonna do that for all the meat mixture. Then I'm also gonna show you a different way. Again, you can take a rolling pin, stretch it out a little bit. I got these from Bed Bath & Beyond. It was a gift from, my mother gave me this idea. And then you can take the meat mixture, put it right in the middle. And as you can see, I put a little bit more than the last one. Then you're gonna close it. And you're gonna see all that extra dough. That's the only drawback doing it this way. You don't get it in as many and you waste a lot of dough unless you cut it in half. Voila. And then just poke a couple of holes on the top. So now I'm going to continue doing those until I have all this meat filled, and I'll see you when I'm done. Welcome back. As you can see, I have my finished product. It took me quite some time to get these all done. And if you see it, there's layer after layer. And I did it in different sizes, different shapes. Some I did by hand, some I used the machine. There's 2 different colored dough. It's the same flavor, same taste. Just Goya makes them 2 different ways. I just had 2 different kinds. And I made quite a bit, over 40. So I'm gonna put this in the fridge overnight. Tomorrow, you just have to heat up a pan with oil, or if you have a fryer like I do, heat it up and then they're good to go. All right, so I'll see you tomorrow when I fry them. Hey, good morning. Now it's time to make our beef empanadas. As we said yesterday, we prepped them ahead of time. And then we're ready to fry. And I also have my fryer preheated to 350 degrees. If you don't have a fryer, you can use a pan. I would say about halfway fill with oil because you want them submerged in oil because you are deep frying them. So now I'm gonna add about 3, I can add about 4 or 5 in at a time. And I didn't spray the top layer, so they're a little stuck, so be careful when you pull them off. You always want to spray. And some people have bigger fryers than I do. I only have a small one, so I can fit about 4 at a time. And then you want to fry them. It's probably about 4 or 5 minutes, and then you're going to put them on a plate covered with paper towel to soak up some of the grease. All right, so I'll see you in a few minutes when I take the first batch up. even though you're deep frying, you want to give them a turn like halfway through. And that's about it. And then you want to close that back out for about another 2 minutes. All right, as you can see, I'm frying away. Look how beautiful those look. And I'm gonna try one and let you guys know how it tastes. As you can see the goodness inside. The cheese is nice and melted. Very good. What do you think, Oreo? Think I did a good job? Thank you for joining Cooking with Mark and Oreo. I hope you enjoy these beef empanadas. Make sure you go on our YouTube channel, comment, like, subscribe, share with your friends, and let us know what you think. Have a good day.